Hey, welcome back to Living with Pixels. My name is Reno, and in today's video we're gonna discover the top 10 WordPress plugins that you need to have on your website. Okay, so if you're new here, I build all of my websites with Elementor and Elementor Pro. So that's not one of the plugins that's gonna be in the list, but that is the plugin that you need to have to build websites. If you've never heard of Elementor so far, then I suggest that you watch the two basic videos that I have in my description or now in the YouTube card. But Elementor is not in this list. These are the plugins that I add on top of Elementor to make the websites run smoothly. So let's just get started with number 10. The first plugin that you need to have is Math SEO. Most people know Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO is the #1 SEO plugin in the world. For the people that don't know what SEO is, SEO means search engine optimization. So with a plugin like that, you can optimize your website for Google. Google doesn't know how to read your website. So with a plugin like that, you can tell Google like, hey, this is how my website is structured. And then Google's like, all right, thank you. Now we're gonna put you on #1. Well, it's not that easy, of course, but that's the idea. So Math SEO offers much more for free than Yoast SEO, because with Yoast SEO you have to pay for a lot of things which are free with Math SEO. So for example, if you go to your pages, so let's go to the About, and if you scroll down you can see the preview over here. And here, in the same way as with Yoast, you can set up the title for this page on Google. So how do you want to display this page on Google? So I can click on this title and I can change it. For example, I can change the end to portfolio website if I want to, something like that, or something completely different. And you can also change the description over here and even the link. So that is super nice. But now where this becomes more valuable than Yoast is with the focus keywords. So with Yoast you will only get one keyword, but here you can add more keywords than one. So this is the main keyword where you want this page to rank for. So for me, that's Reno de Boer About, because this is the About page for me. Alright, and then this plugin also gives you some tips on how to improve your page even more. So as you can see, my focus keyword is not in my SEO title, so it's not in the main title of my page. But believe me, it's very hard to get to 100 score. That's maybe only possible when you have a blog, a really content heavy website. But for simple business websites, just put in a few focus keywords, maybe improve a tip here and there, and then you're done. What's also awesome about Math SEO is that it integrates with Elementor. So this is a new feature, and in this preview you can see how that works. So actually the settings of Math SEO are embedded inside of the Elementor editor. And in this way you don't have to go back, you can just stay on that page, make a few edits in Elementor, click on save, and then that page is also optimized for Google. Okay, and number 9 is a very simple but essential plugin, and it's called Duplicate Page. And with this simple plugin you can duplicate post, pages, and custom posts. So if you click on active and you go to your pages, for example, you can see that there's now an extra button which is called duplicate this. So if you click on duplicate this, then this whole page will be duplicated. So let's just try this for now. I'm gonna duplicate my contact page. And as you can see, here's the new version. It's a draft version, so I can change that to contact 2, for example. I can click on update, and then if I open this with Elementor, because I've already built this page, it has the exact same content as the contact page that I duplicated, of course. And in this way, you don't have to copy all the sections from the other pages. You can just have your old page and then make the changes to this new page. Very simple. It also works with blog posts. It also works with custom post types. So a super easy and useful plugin. Oh, and by the way, all of the exact names of the plugins are in the description of this video, so you can open the description and copy the names and go to your WordPress dashboard if you can't find them. And the next plugin is called Post Types Order. Also a very simple plugin, very useful. So for example, if you have a web shop with a lot of products, like I have on this website. So here are a lot of products. Actually, this is not a real web shop. This is how it looks. This is a web shop of one of my clients, but it's not a real web shop because these products link to other pages because she has a merchandise company, but this client uses this as a web shop. So let's say that she wants to change the order from this one to this one. Then what she or I have to do is go into the WordPress editor, and you have to open every single one of them and change the time to change the order. That's a lot of work, not a very nice experience. So with this plugin, you will get the ability to just change the order by clicking and dragging. So let's just say that we want these two to be switched. So let's go back. Let's find that. So I can grab this and make it on top of the other one like this. And if I now go back and click on refresh, you will see that they are switched. Super easy. You can also do this with blog posts, because on some websites you have a lot of blog posts, you want to change the order. This is how you do it. And by the way, for this example, I switched 2 positions because this website is multi-language. So that's why I switched it to 2 positions. But if you just have a website with 1 language, you just move it to one place and then you're done. The next one is ManageWP Worker. Maybe you've already saw it in my previous video. If not, ManageWP Worker is a plugin that lets you manage all of your clients' websites with ease. So real quick, this is the platform that I use to manage all of my clients' websites. It's very easy. You can update the plugins from here. You can send reports to your clients. You can log in without having to search for the login details. You can make backups from this system. I have a whole video on this plugin, which I will link in the card or in the description. But if you have a lot of client websites, it's a lot of work if you need to update all the plugins every month. I charge my clients for maintenance if they want me to update their website. So it also makes me a little bit of money, but you want to make that experience as nice as possible for yourself. So that's why I use a platform like this. Super easy. And the next plugin on this list is called Antispam Bee. It's a very simple and powerful plugin that keeps most of the spam, not all of course, because spam is just a very hard thing to do perfect. But this plugin keeps most of the spam out. So if you have a contact form on your website, or you have a few email addresses that are placed on your website, like for example on this website, then this plugin will keep most of the spam out, because contact forms are a great way, well actually not great for you, but great way for Google bots and other people that you don't want on your website to get into your website. So you want to protect your website from that. So Antispam Bee is a great plugin for that. I don't even understand how it works, but it keeps most of it out, so that's why I always use it. Oh, and by the way, it's also very light and it keeps your website faster than the other ones that I've used. And as you can see, the ratings also tell the same story. 500,000 installs and 5 stars. And the next plugin on the list also has to do with security, and that is your main security plugin for WordPress. And I always use iThemes security. Why? Well, previously I used WordFence because that is the most used security plugin on WordPress, and it's really good, but it makes your website a little bit slower. So I want to keep everything smooth and fast, and that's why I use this plugin. Also, as you can see, almost 1 million installs and 4.5 stars. So that is very good. It's very easy to install. You will get a few settings over here, but there's one thing that I want to say, and that is that they will send you a lot of emails if you don't turn them off. So if you have installed iThemes, you go to Notification Center, you scroll down, and my advice is to turn off this one and this one, otherwise you will get a lot of emails, because sometimes it happens that in one night 10 people try to break into your website, hackers or bots, and then they will send you 10 emails, and that's of course not what you want. This plugin does the work for you. It keeps the people that you don't want on your website outside of your website, and that's all you need. So I would turn these off and then click on save. Oh, and by the way, if you install this plugin, you need to check on secure the site, and then you can put this at no, otherwise you will get more emails. But I also suggest that you activate the network brute force protection, because that means that your website will join a whole network that can detect security issues faster, and in that way it's a little bit safer. So I always activate this. And I also want to redirect to HTTPS, and as you can see now it's perfect. Don't click on this button because then it's gonna run again. Click on close and then you're done installing. The next one on the list is Elementor Custom Skin. So if you already have a little bit of experience with Elementor Pro, then Elementor Custom Skin is the next step to make your website a little bit more custom. For example, on my client's website, I have a custom page here. He has a magazine business, so he has a lot of magazines that he wants to show. But with Elementor Pro itself, you can only display the default post widget, which is very limited, and I wanted something custom. So this is a custom design. It's just an image, a title, and actually one word of text, but it's hard to create a custom design like this. Or also what I did on this shop page, like I said, this is not built with WooCommerce, this is a custom design. So what I did is I created one of these blocks. That's what you can do with Elementor Custom Skin, and then you can just use the Elementor Pro post widget to display custom dynamic content. And I do understand that for beginners this is not very easy to understand, so I think I'm gonna make a video about it. No, I will make a video about it because it's a complicated subject. But if you want to display custom lists, which is something that you will run into when you're gonna work with clients and the website become a little bit more custom, then Elementor Custom Skin is the way to go. So again, you create one of these blocks and then you use the Elementor Pro post widget to display a grid with a custom post. And they actually call this, one of these blocks, they call this a loop, or a block like this, they call this a loop. So you create one loop and then you can display a custom list like that. So that's also a plugin that I almost always use. And the next plugin on the list is also one that you need if you want to have those customs lists, because as you can see in the sidebar over here, I have this magazines tab and these districts tab. That is not default by WordPress. So you can create a custom post type. So what this actually is just a custom way to display blog posts, because that's how WordPress works. So you can create one of these blocks with this plugin called Custom Post Type UI. Again, I'll make a video about it if you don't understand why this is valuable, but by default you can only display dynamic content with posts because WordPress is a blog platform. So what I want you to understand is that these things are actually blog posts. That's why they're called custom post type, because a post is a blog post. So it's a different type, a custom type of a blog post. That is what this is, and then you display that in a grid. So to create something like this, you will need custom post type UI, and then you can have your own list, for example, of magazines or districts or whatever you want, and my client can add a new magazine if he wants to. Super easy. And the next plugin on the list is called Google Analytics Dashboard for WP by Exact Metrics. I already showed this plugin in my video called How to Deliver a Website to a Client, because people liked the old version better, but it's still pretty decent. So if you have this installed and you have Google Analytics, you will get a small preview of your Google Analytics on your dashboard, which you can drag up, because sometimes it's down here, so you can drag that up just by clicking and dragging like this. It's just a little preview of your analytics. So as you can see, yesterday I had 164 people on my website. Well, actually sessions, so that is not people. You can see the page views over here. Actually, yesterday I had a pretty good day. So it's just a little preview. And then if you want to get more data from Google Analytics, you just go to analytics.google.com. If you don't know how to set that up, you can check my How to Deliver a Website to a Client video in the description or in the card, because there I will show how to set this up. And then the last plugin on this list is called reSmush.it Image Optimizer. Oh, actually this is the whole name. It's a very complicated name, but if you just type this in, you're gonna find it. So what it essentially is just an image optimizer. So every time you upload a new image, it will automatically be compressed, which is what you want, because a lot of times your images can be more optimized, which means a faster website. I already saved 26 megabytes of space with this plugin. So you can set this up. By default it's at 90, so I put this one at 60 because I want more compression, because I want my website to be fast. I've made the decision because my website is very visually heavy, and that means that my website is a little bit slower, so I want to keep it as fast as possible. That's why I've put it from 90 to 60. You don't want to put it too low, otherwise the quality of your images will go down, but at least the images will stay fast. Also, don't upload images that are too big. My suggestion always is to upload images that are at maximum 2000 pixels wide, because most screens are around that size, maybe 3000 at max, but you don't want to upload the photo straight from your camera or from your iPhone. So that's what I suggest when you upload images. So I hope that you found some plugins in this video that you didn't know. If you want to learn more about how to start your own web design business, then Living with Pixels is the channel for you. You can subscribe, you can hit the bell, you can like, whatever you want, and I hope to see you in the next video.